Ho, ho, ho! Welcome back to Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. I'm Kristie.
And I'm Josh. Put on those jingle bells because we've got 6 festive holiday Reddit stories for you guys. Let's jump into the first one.
Am I the asshole for calling my wife unreasonable for backing out of spending Christmas with my family after my mother rejected her cookie sample?
Ooh, this sounds like a tough one to judge from the title alone because your wife backing out of a holiday makes me think she's the asshole, but your mom is rejecting cookies from someone else, which makes me think that she has too high of standards. I'm going to say you're not the asshole, but you have a slippery slope.
Context. For every holiday, my mother would ask the women in the family, my sisters, sister-in-laws, my wife, my female cousins, to send samples of the desserts they planned to bring to the celebration for testing to see if these desserts would make it to the food menu.
What? That is really high standards for a family gathering. Usually you just let people show up with their garbage and then nobody eats it.
My wife has been complaining about my mother deliberately rejecting every dessert sample she sent. So many times my mother has told her that she's being honest and keeping the guests' best interest at heart. Yet my wife still thought that my mother is deliberately excluding her since 2 of her dessert samples were rejected before.
Sorry, are we going to find out how good of a cook the wife is? Because I want to know if she's sending in slop or like legitimate entries into this weird family food contest. Secondly, I also want to make desserts. Why can't I send in desserts as a guy? I like to bake.
Yeah, this seems very misogynistic. Like, what, only the ladies are allowed to enter? What about the male bakers? For this year's Christmas, my mother is doing the same thing, but this time she told every woman who is participating to make a cookie sample and send it to her for testing. My wife took it as a challenge, and to be honest, she worked really hard to make a good sample and sent it to my mother days ago, and the results just came in yesterday.
There is so much pressure on this cookie sample.
I came home from work and found my wife upset. I asked what's wrong, and she told me that my mother rejected the sample she sent and decided to exclude her baking from the food list/menu for Christmas this year. I didn't know what to say, but she then told me that she was backing out of the invitation to attend Christmas with my family. I was stunned when I heard her make this statement. I tried to talk to her, but she said it was done. I called her unreasonable to decide to bail on the whole family over some cookie sample. That's just freaking crazy and quite unreasonable. We had a full-on argument about it, and she stated that my mother caused this, but I told her that my mother is pretty serious and careful about the food she offers to the guests, since we are going to have relatives coming from all sides of the country. She told me to stop mentioning it.
Your family sounds so uptight. Like, who cares if there's one bad cookie on the table?
No, it will ruin the guests' experience.
Like, this is your extended family from out of state. Let's be honest, you probably don't even really like them, so I don't know why you have to give them perfect cookies.
Later, I heard her crying despite telling her that her baking is amazing and people just have preferences, that's all. Am I the asshole for insisting that her decision was unreasonable? There's an edit and an update, but what do you think?
I think you're the asshole because you're not supporting your wife at all. Like, you just said she's an amazing baker, but it's okay that your mom is just rejecting her cookies? It sounds like your mom is bullying your wife and you're okay with it. Like, you're supposed to be on your wife's side. Unless the cookies are just absolutely disgusting, which by your own admittance they are not, there's no reason why they shouldn't be at the holiday. Heck, even if they're disgusting, they should just be at the holiday because they make all the other cookies look better.
Top comment. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but for years and years, your mother has demanded that all the women, why not men too, in your family send samples. For years and years, your wife has tried her hardest to appease your mother, has pushed herself to the limit, and has been left completely and utterly demoralized each and every time by a humiliating tradition enforced by the holiday tyrant. And even worse, her shame was publicly put on display each and every year, as other family members would no doubt notice that, once again, her food was not chosen. Finally, after producing something she was unbelievably proud of, she was once again left embarrassed and most likely deeply hurt, as she was deemed not good enough for yet another year. This is the straw that broke the camel's back, and she decides she has enough of her humiliation and that she will not give her cruel mother-in-law the satisfaction of seeing her discomfort on such a big day. She makes a boundary that many would have made a long time prior, and her husband tells her that she is unreasonable for setting up boundaries? Dude, come on, you know you're the asshole.
Yeah, I fully agree with that comment. They very well articulated how much of an asshole OP and his mom are being by this weird custom Also, is mom making all the women cook desserts twice?
Yes, that's something I was like, I would never bake a sample prior to the holiday for the host to test out and then bake again for Christmas. I'm making cookies once.
Yeah, you're not a bakery. That is a pain in the butt to go and make cookies twice. Like, that's a labor of love for the holidays. It's just a job if you have to do it twice. It sounds like your mom just needs to hire a caterer if she has that high of standards.
Okay, here's the edit. Info. If you're asking whose cookie sample made it to the menu, the answer is my sister and my 2 cousins. My wife wasn't the only one whose sample was rejected. We have sister-in-law, brother's wife, and my younger sisters. My mother did not force anyone to participate. It was up to whoever wanted to take part. This is just about the dessert since my mother tends to be very careful in this category, but for other types of food, dishes, appetizers, salads, and stuff like that is welcome, as she stated.
Did she state that?
I don't know where she stated that, but apparently this holiday tyrant
Is only dessert themed?
is only dessert themed. Other food is allowed. Bring other food if you want, but desserts must be pre-approved.
And I can't help but notice that the only people that were rejected were both daughter-in-laws and the youngest daughter.
Yeah, I feel like she is purposely rejecting the daughter-in-laws because they're not part of the family.
I don't know what the reasoning for youngest daughter is. Maybe she's like still a teenager and just can't cook. But it's pretty obvious when both daughter-in-laws get rejected.
Here's another comment. You're the asshole. I'd never in a million years bake samples to be approved. I'm showing up with my food. Eat it or not, I don't really care. Your mom is the asshole and very, very weird. Like, yeah, I would just show up with the cookies. What's mom gonna do?
She's going to tuck them somewhere. She's going to take them off the table and tuck them somewhere.
No, I would take my cookies and my little cookie tray and I would hold them and walk around and be like, would you like a cookie? Would you like a cookie? Would you like a cookie? I'm eating the cookies.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, mother-in-law already set the bridge on fire. You might as well light it on your end, too. But you do have an opportunity, since she has a menu that she prepares beforehand. You can make all the cookies on that menu better and then go around and offer those ones up.
Ooh, that is a good idea.
Outdo mother-in-law. Because this bridge really seems unmendable.
You're the asshole. Your mom is also an asshole who takes samples in and makes others feel bad because of their cooking. This tradition sucks, and I get why OP's wife doesn't want to go.
Also, a lot of times for Christmas, we just make a bunch of sugar cookies with neat designs on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those aren't going to pass a flavor test. They're just sugar cookies. There's like one recipe for sugar cookies.
They're beautiful sugar cookies, but yeah, they taste like sugar cookies.
Yeah, I feel like Christmas cookies do not need to have this high of a standard. I've been to so many family gatherings where it's just like they cooked chocolate chip cookies in like the sheet and then cut it into squares.
My family does not do that. That is wrong. We do not eat cookies like that.
You don't ever do like brownies that you cut into squares?
Brownies, yes. Cookies, no. Pittsburgh takes their cookies very, very seriously. And I always did Christmas in Pittsburgh with my grandparents. They have like cookie tables. There's a thing at weddings, It's very serious about cookies there.
I don't know if that's just a Pittsburgh thing.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
They're on their own level?
Pittsburgh is on their own level when it comes to cookie tables at weddings.
Okay.
You're the asshole. The hell kind of tradition is this? It isn't Chopped / the Great British Bake Off. This is a time for family. No wonder your wife doesn't want to go. Okay, on to the update. Great. So I just got off the phone with my brother, and he told me that his wife is doing the same thing as my wife, and that she has decided to back out of the invitation to spend Christmas with family as well. Turns out my wife must have told her about her decision, and she decided to follow her lead. My brother is pissed, saying my wife is encouraging his wife to do this. I see that the problem has just gotten bigger now. Who knows? My younger sister might join in and decide not to go as well. I don't know how this got out of control so quickly. I guess we'll try to have a discussion with my mother about this soon and see how it goes.
You sound like you learned nothing from all the comments. You and your brother are like, great, now they're both not coming to Christmas. What assholes? No, you're the assholes.
Your mom is the asshole.
Like, don't go and make your wife the villain who's breaking up your family. Your mom is single-handedly breaking up your family. And it's not single-handedly. It's you and your brother are supporting her in this and alienating your wives. I don't know why you think it's acceptable to treat your wife like this. I don't know why your mom thinks it's acceptable to treat her family like this. Your family kind of sounds like they suck. And I feel like your younger sister should get out. I don't blame her if she joins in with them.
I just can't fathom telling people that they can't bring cookies to a party. Like, isn't more cookies always a good thing? And even if they're bad cookies, then they just sit on the table and no one eats them. What's the problem with that?
Right? And it sounds like they're not even bad cookies is the thing. They're not even just average cookies. They're good cookies, by OP's admittance. OP said his wife is a great baker.
She works very hard on these cookies. Of course they're going to be good. She's been like perfecting this, trying to pass the mother-in-law's test.
I'm amazed she tried as long as she did. After like 2 rejections, you kind of lose faith that you can appease your mother-in-law.
So you're the asshole, your family is weird and controlling, and I don't blame your wife for not wanting to go.
Will I be the asshole if I tell my coworker he can't participate in Secret Santa due to his conditions?
Ooh, with just that information, this is tough. I feel like telling someone they cannot participate in the workplace Secret Santa is an asshole move, but what kind of weird conditions did this person have?
I'm hosting a Secret Santa at work. It's an employee-run event, no managers involved, and I have been the one to host it the past few years. I made up some questionnaire slips, sent out an email, and started handing out slips to those who want to participate. One of my coworkers, we'll call him Trey, who I actually really get along with, can be difficult at times, and has chosen my hosted event as one of those times for some reason. Anyways, here's how it went down. I hand him a slip since he participated last year, and I assumed he would want to play again. He took the slip from me and then asked me, "Can I just buy someone a gift and not get one?"
What? That's weird.
I told him no, it doesn't work like that. Someone is going to draw his name and they're going to want to get him a gift. He told me to just put in someone's name who doesn't want to play. I said, they don't want to play though, so I'm not going to do that. You either play or you don't. There's no in between.
Yeah, this is weird. If he wants to give a gift but not get one, then it's like the numbers are uneven. And that's going to mess up the whole game.
It does kind of defeat the purpose of Secret Santa, doesn't it?
It really does.
This just makes sense in my head, but he kept arguing with me, saying he really doesn't want any gifts, and he doesn't need any more clutter in his house, but he still wants to buy a gift for someone.
Okay, I get that that does seem like in the Christmas spirit, like very giving, and you don't want presents. Yes, yay, Christmas, you're so thoughtful. But just play the game and take your crap present that someone's going to get you.
Just throw it out when you get home if you hate it.
I don't know, a lot of Secret Santas, like you'll put like gift ideas on your slip with your name too. Just say you want like gift cards for coffee or something.
Yeah, or just like a bag of candy.
Yeah, something that's not going to clutter up your house. Something consumable.
I am a big fan of office Secret Santas being consumable goods.
Yeah, those are always good. The candy is always a big hit.
Another coworker overheard our conversation and kind of called me out for it, saying, "Damn, just let Trey give a gift to someone and put someone's name in at random. Someone gets an unexpected gift and Trey doesn't have to receive one."
If I got a gift and wasn't like in the game playing, so I didn't buy anyone else a gift, I would feel extremely guilty.
Yeah, I feel like Trey doesn't understand that other people also want to feel like good people and give gifts. So him not wanting a gift kind of screws someone else over.
Yeah, let other people like fully play the game.
I really hate the idea of this, but I told Trey I would think about it. But that just makes no sense to me. I'm not going to put a random person's name into the hat, and I'm not going to start asking around who wants to get a gift but doesn't want to buy one.
Yeah, even if I didn't want to play the game because I like couldn't afford to or something, and I did want a gift, I would never say that because I would feel very greedy then.
I feel bad because I want Trey to be able to play and participate with us, but I don't like getting pushed into changing rules and making exceptions for people. In my head, the way I set it up is the way the game is played. You either play or you don't. Am I wrong, though? Should I just let him donate his gift to someone else?
Okay, Trey is weird, but I do also feel like this is a very weird thing to be fighting about and causing drama about.
It is a weird thing to be fighting and causing drama about, but I don't know if OP should back down because OP is not the one being weird. Like, if somebody comes in and makes a weird demand about something small, and you say no, and then they keep pushing, are you the asshole for saying, no, really, you can't do that?
Yeah, and I don't know how to like include Trey in the game and make this fair to everyone.
The only thing I can think of that would appease Trey is to just let him put a gift in the middle and then raffle it off.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, give Trey, put everybody's names in a bowl, and then Trey draws one, and that person gets 2 gifts. One from their original Secret Santa and one from Trey. And it's like a little raffle sort of thing.
Yeah, but that's like almost its own game. Trey can have like a gift raffle after the Secret Santa thing. It seems super unfun of Trey to not want to get a gift.
Yeah, he's being a party pooper.
All right, OP made an edit with some responses to common questions and suggestions. First, just let him play and don't put his name in, and then one person won't have to buy a gift. My response, it takes the fun out of the game for most people. Like we saw with Trey, pretty much everyone wants to buy a gift for someone. That's why they play. Getting gifts is always fun too, of course. But we all love to buy gifts for people, and I'm not going to take that away from anyone. That's why I asked Trey to find someone on his own who is willing to do that. Apparently he asked Trey to find someone on his own who's willing to do that.
Yeah, if Trey wants to make this accommodation, make Trey figure out how to work it out.
Yeah, Trey should figure out his own logistics. Be like, me and Susan are going to be a team because Susan is a Grinch and doesn't want to buy anyone a gift, and I am a saint and don't want to receive a gift.
Yeah, that would be reasonable.
Second, I pressured him into participating when he didn't want to. My response, okay, I know I didn't say it outright, but just so everyone is aware, it is a voluntary participation. No one has to play. Trey wants to participate just without receiving a gift in return. And third, have a raffle for whatever gift he gets.
Yeah, that was our idea.
My response, to be frank, I really just don't want to set this up. I was pressured into doing the Secret Santa by my coworkers again because I've done it in the past, and no one else wants to organize it. But I'm extremely busy at work right now and had so many issues last year with managers getting involved, I really didn't want to have to do it again. Before you say I shouldn't have done it at all, I'll explain myself a little. For one, it started as an alternative to the absolutely terrible job our company does for their Christmas gifts. It ended up being a lottery every year, with some people getting huge flat screens and others getting a dog bowl.
A dog bowl? That's a terrible... I'd probably be like, oh, okay, my dog will use this. But, compared to a flat screen TV, that's a terrible gift.
Yeah, if you're holding the dog bowl and somebody else is holding a flat screen and you don't even own a dog.
Oh, yeah. I was like, we at least own dogs.
We started doing Secret Santa as our own way of taking control and making things fair and fun, and also being able to further bond with each other. It's a small company, and we're all pretty close, especially us hourly folks. I mean, that's all well and good, but I sure hope that the company is still doing, like, the prize raffle.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you kind of just took away the company's holiday prize responsibility and pushed it onto the other employees.
Yeah, that doesn't seem really fair. Before, at least some people were getting a flat screen TV.
2, the company is shutting down on December 31st, and this is a way for us to kind of go out on a high note in regards to our friendships and work relationships. Oh, wow, it got sad.
Wow. I guess the company is not giving out flat screen TVs this year.
Probably not. Some of us may never see each other again. It's been a good bonding experience for us in the past, so I figured we should do it one last time while we can.
Okay, so I totally get why OP does not want to be in charge of figuring out the logistics for this. Trey needs to figure out how he can participate on his own, since he is the one who wants, these weird conditions.
Yeah, it should probably be on Trey if he wants extra conditions. I don't know, maybe I should have done comments before I did the updates, but let's go to comments now. Why don't you recommend that Trey ask for a donation to a charity for his gift? He could write down that he doesn't need anything and ask for a modest contribution. It's an option to not get a gift, I suppose.
I just feel like a gift card or some other consumable product would be an okay present to get him because it wouldn't clutter up his house, which was his big problem with this game.
OP replied to that, thank you for this. I ended up giving him this as an option. Basically, I told him he could choose to find someone to put in his place, or write down to donate to charity in his name. He's thinking about putting another of our coworkers' kids down for fun. I'm going to let him participate so long as he gets it figured out on his own.
Oh, that's kind of fun, putting in a coworker's kid. The kid gets a cool present. That's cool.
Yeah, that way at least the numbers of givers and receivers are even. Organizing a Secret Santa at work is on my no good deed goes unpunished list.
It really is.
So is sanctioning one as a manager. When I refused to do that years ago, I had the organizers hopping mad at me because they thought a woman would understand. Prior male manager also refused. People do get mad about extracurricular activities at work, no matter which side of the debate they're on.
Hey, did you know that all we want for Christmas is for you to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future episodes?
That's right. Everyone who subscribes to our channel is automatically on the nice list. That is a Santa guarantee. I can make that guarantee on his behalf because I stole his hat. I'm holding it hostage. This is where he stores all of his Christmas magic. And unless he meets my demands, there will be no presents this year. I will burn this holiday to the ground.
Am I the asshole for giving crappy Christmas gifts and ruining my marriage?
I mean, it sure sounds like you're the asshole. You gave bad gifts and you ruined your marriage. There's no positives in that title.
I, 31 female, married my soon-to-be ex-husband, male 33, in 2018. My in-laws never liked me and made it clear. Soon-to-be ex insisted that they're just putting up a tough exterior and they'll grow to love me. To show how evil they are, one time I joined them for dinner and brought a cake I'd made because I was always raised to be a gracious guest. When I stepped into the kitchen and offered the cake to his mother as a thank you for inviting me, she took the plate over to the garbage bin, dumped it in, and handed me the plate back.
Damn.
Don't waste cake. Why did she throw away a perfectly good cake?
That is a statement right there. That is beyond just like, oh, they have a gruff exterior but a heart of gold. No, that's just mean all the way through.
When I told my husband what she did, he confronted her, and all of the sudden the crocodile tears started, and she claimed she grabbed the plate but didn't get a good grip. I let go too quickly, and it fell to the floor. So of course it had to be thrown away. My sister-in-law confirmed that was what happened.
That's awful. Oh, my grip was bad, and I stumbled across the kitchen, and the trash can opened, and I threw the cake into it by accident.
My soon-to-be ex owned his own business, and they called me a gold digger behind his back. Of course, they insisted on a prenup, which I didn't care about because I never thought my marriage would end, and it would appease them and may allow them to finally treat me kindly. Nope, his business failed in 2020. We went through his savings and my own trying to keep it afloat. I refused to go into debt to keep it going, so he closed it down. In 2022, he was suffering from really bad depression because he lost his business and couldn't find new work. He suggested we move to his hometown closer to his family, so he had a larger support network. Against my better judgment, we did.
Is OP not working? Because it sounds like she had savings, which makes me wonder if she gave up her own support network for this move.
No, I think they're both working, but the husband owned his own business and then it shut down and now he's not working, but she still is.
So his solution was to give up their primary source of income so that he can move closer to his family?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that sounds like a smart move. Because it sounds like his business was not a source of income for the last bit there.
He wanted to only work part-time while he tried to restart his business, so I became the main breadwinner. And as with most wives, I became the person in charge of buying gifts. Stupid old me thought buying them thoughtful, expensive gifts would finally make them see I wanted to be accepted by them. Gifts to us were couple's gift, but clearly for my soon-to-be ex only.
Extended families really need to set budgets for gift exchange, in my opinion. It just saves so much drama if everybody knows you're going to buy each person a $15 gift.
Yeah.
Or a $25 gift because you can't buy anything for $15 anymore. It just eliminates so much drama. And no couples gifts.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the couple's gift, It doesn't show thought for each person.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess you can do the couple's gift, but you gotta nail it, right? You can do kind of average with 2 gifts for 2 people, or you can nail it with 1 gift for the couple. But you can't half-ass it for the couple gift because one person always comes out on top and it looks like you're playing favorites.
Every holiday was spent with them, monthly dinners with the whole family. After a year, I realized that if I ever tried to talk or join a conversation, everyone would go quiet. So I just stopped talking when I visited. In early December, they finalized plans for Christmas. A few days later, my soon-to-be ex said his family decided they didn't want me to join them for Christmas Eve dinner and Christmas lunch because I ruined the family vibe. I replied, fine, we'll do our own thing instead. My soon-to-be ex sheepishly looked away and said he was still going to go.
Wow, he sucks. It sounds like this guy has no redeeming traits. I know that you're probably not talking great about him because you're soon-to-be exes, so I guess OP's probably not going to give too many good details right now.
Yeah, but so far he seems like a terrible person in choosing his family over his wife.
Yeah, so far him and his family have made you sign a prenup because they thought you were a gold digger, drained your savings because his business was failing, made you move to be closer to his support network, and now he's excluding you from family gatherings.
I was livid and so disappointed in him. That was the moment I knew my marriage was over. So I returned the presents I had bought for his family. In their place, I got 1 pair of novelty business socks for father-in-law, a supermarket brand bottle of shampoo for mother-in-law, the nastiest perfume I could find at the dollar store for sister-in-law. The most expensive gift was a large rawhide bone for brother-in-law and his wife's chihuahua. Too big for it to actually get his jaw around, rendering it useless.
I gotta say, I kind of find it adorable when you buy a big dog chew toy for the tiny dog.
Yeah, because it's still going to try and eat that delicious bone, and it's really funny.
It's super cute when the dog has a bone that's like the size of the dog.
I saved about $600 to put on a deposit for a new apartment. My husband came home from Christmas lunch telling me I humiliated him and embarrassed him in front of his family. I asked him, why would he think I'd buy nice gifts for people who clearly don't like me and don't want me around?
That's hilarious. I love that he didn't even check the gifts and just thought that you would still be on his side after that backstab.
Yeah, really? He didn't even bother to check and see what gifts. I can't believe that. Like, he's so uninvolved in this whole process that he doesn't know.
Couldn't even be bothered to ask you what you bought for his family.
Served him divorce papers last week. Remember how he was supposed to be a millionaire by now, so we had that prenup? Soon-to-be ex is not eligible for any of my savings. It was required to keep separate accounts. Or alimony. He doesn't have money for rent and auto insurance. Not my problem anymore.
Luckily, you moved closer to his support network, so there's lots of people he can move in with.
Some of my friends and family are on my side and proud that I went out in a blaze of glory. Others are telling me I was being way too petty, which isn't really like me. So, am I the asshole?
No, I mean, these people were actively being mean to you, and you just didn't give them good Christmas gifts and then divorced them and then did everything by the books. Like, that was the point of the prenup. Like, that was his idea. It's not like he can then turn around and be like, but I want your money. That's not how prenups work. And you should probably take a step back, look at the people who are saying you're being an asshole and out of character, and consider cutting them off too, because they might be his friends and not yours.
I feel like if soon-to-be ex thinks it's such a terrible thing that you got his family crappy gifts, he should go gift shopping for his own family and buy them better gifts now to make up for it.
He doesn't have any money for that.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
His gift to his family is that they get a roommate. Like, I can't imagine the audacity it takes to be unemployed and ask your wife who is still working if we can move closer to your own support network while you work part-time and try to restart your failing business. Your failed business.
Top comment, NTA, he chose his family over you and still expected you to buy all the presents? This was perfectly planned and well-deserved for every one of them, including him. OP replied, he only worked 12 hours a week at Walmart so he could do non-existent work restarting his business. I make just over 6 figures, and I can't believe I didn't realize years ago I was the family ATM.
You make over 6 figures and they called you a gold digger?
Yes, because he owned his own business. A terrible failing business, but he's a business owner. That's very prestigious.
Yeah, he's a business owner. So many business owners make negative money. It sounds like he was one of them.
NTA, so thoughtful of them to insist on a prenup. I hope you send them a sincere thank you note after the divorce is finalized.
If you're not making any money, you need to be extra nice to the spouse that is making money. Like, you should take on all the housework. You should try to keep things a little even. Because otherwise, it sounds like you're just expecting them to do everything while you hang around and dream about restarting a business. Like, that's not taking action. That's just kind of existing. Like, you're allowed to do whatever makes your marriage work, but it sure sounds like he wasn't trying to make the relationship work.
OP does have a little update in one of the comments that I really like. First thing I did after I moved into my new apartment was adopt an older cat from the shelter. He was allergic and I couldn't ever adopt one since we first started living together. Now we're just 2 old hags living our best lives after being rejected. She got a cat. I'm so happy. That cat is obviously better than that horrible husband.
And it does sound like she picked the most dander-ridden cat possible because she got an old one.
An old senior cat that probably doesn't groom itself very well.
Yeah, so just to make sure he stays away. Am I the asshole for backing out of my dad's Christmas party after his fiance took my baby to meet Santa behind my back?
She took the baby to meet Santa for the first time without the mother there? That is a huge betrayal.
I live a 5-minute walk away from a mall, and they opened up their Christmas display a few days ago. My husband and I were planning on taking our son, who is 8 months old, there for his first Santa visit this past Saturday. My dad's fiance is a very self-centered person. Most recently, she tried to post about my pregnancy on social media before I did, and confirmed their wedding date at my sister's birthday party, which has since been changed twice.
Wow, she's just gotta make everything all about her.
I'm not fond of her, but she's not usually too hard to tolerate. My immediate paternal family gets together for a small party every year on Christmas Eve. This time my dad and his fiance are hosting. I was going to attend it with my husband and our son. Last Thursday, I had a business meeting while my husband was also at work. My dad and his fiance came over to babysit. I spent some time chatting with them before leaving, and I mentioned our weekend plans, including how we were taking our baby to see Santa.
Oh no, that was a mistake.
When I got home, my dad's fiance showed me pictures of herself with my baby and the mall Santa.
She had to get in the pictures with the baby and Santa?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
I don't even have pictures of just my son. She's in all of them.
Ugh. I don't like this lady.
She explained my dad had wanted to take a nap, so she took my son out on a stroll.
Wait, the dad didn't even go with them?
No, he was napping.
Okay, I don't know how well she knows her dad's girlfriend, but I might not be comfortable with that. It's really, my dad is watching my baby, not this random lady that I'm not very, close with.
I mean, she is her dad's fiance, so hopefully she knows her to a certain extent.
I don't know. It sounds like she does not have a very good relationship with dad's fiance. I want my dad babysitting my baby.
She went to the mall, saw the Christmas display, and couldn't resist taking my son there herself.
Yeah, couldn't resist. This was planned. Since the moment you said you were going to go there this weekend, she's like, I'm going to do it first.
Let me make this clear. I'm not too much of a Christmas person, and neither is my husband. But she was well aware we were looking forward to doing this with our son. I'm also upset that my dad napped while babysitting, because we wouldn't have had them watch our baby if we knew it would ultimately just be her.
See? Yeah, I was like, she does not have a good relationship with this lady. I don't trust her with my baby.
And I never gave either of them permission to remove my child from my place while babysitting.
That's another good point. You can't just take my baby and just leave the house and go out in public and stuff. I don't trust you. What if you let my baby get kidnapped?
It sounds like she did a lot of things wrong there, didn't she?
What if there's an emergency and I don't know where you went with my baby? This is not cool.
Couldn't even send you a text saying I'm taking the baby for a walk.
No, that would have been reasonable, but then she would have been told no, so she didn't text, of course. Because how can she sneakily take the baby to see Santa if you tell her no?
I confronted her and said we wanted to take him ourselves, but she acted confused and claimed she didn't realize it was such a big deal and just wanted to have some fun with the baby. My dad also dismissed my feelings and said I was being dramatic. I grabbed my son and told them to leave. My husband was as upset as I was. We decided we wouldn't attend the Christmas party anymore. We'll figure out something else, but we don't want to spend our baby's first Christmas with her.
Yeah, they weren't even apologetic even after they knew that this upset you.
Yeah, zero remorse. We made it official over the weekend. A lot of my family has replied that they're not coming if I don't, so now my dad is begging me to change my mind. There's still over a month left before Christmas, and I want to sort this out as soon as possible. I don't want to attend, but I also don't want to ruin the party. Am I the asshole?
Sounds like the rest of the family doesn't like dad's fiance either. If they're like, okay, we're not going either.
Sounds like they were going to catch up with everyone but dad and fiance.
They're just looking for an excuse to avoid this lady.
Yeah, they definitely are. They just needed that one little push to be like, yeah, we're not going either. Top comment. Not the asshole. I think it's very concerning that she took your young baby somewhere very public while your dad napped without your knowledge. But don't stress too much about Santa. Obviously, she's an asshole for that too, but your kid won't remember at all. Just pretend this is the first time.
Yeah, still take your baby and get pictures of just your baby without this bitch in there, in the pictures.
You can get the pictures, and you can just never tell your kid the story, but you'll always know that this is not your baby's first
hold
visit.
A grudge.
It does kind of put a damper on those photos. OP replied, I know he won't remember it, but I don't think that matters much. We were really looking forward to it. That said, the fact she took him out of my place without permission to do something like that infuriates me.
But I don't know, your dad's fiance also just sounds exhausting with her need to always be the center of attention. I would just kind of maybe go low contact with them because I wouldn't want to be around that person all the time. Ugh.
Well, she does have an update, so let's see how things have progressed.
All right.
A little under 2 weeks after my first post, my husband and I took our baby to a different mall and visited Santa there. Their display wasn't as big as the one from the mall near our place, but it was more colorful and they had a nicer tree. We explored the area with our son afterward, and I came very close to tears watching the way he reacted to everything. We also took the opportunity to get some Christmas shopping and charity stuff done. Overall, we had a wonderful day. It didn't make either of us forget about what happened, but I'll cherish those memories forever. In other news, out of the 15 people who had been invited to the party, not including my son, only 4 are still attending.
Ooh, that's not very many. That's hardly a party.
2 people from my paternal family and 2 from my dad's fiancés, the only 2 she invited. My relatives who didn't back out of the party are my dad's cousin, who is visiting from a different country and staying at his place, and my grandmother, who doesn't seem to understand what's going on.
So the person who's already there and like has to kind of attend the party because that's where they're staying, and the old person who's like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, pretty much. I want to stress that getting my family members involved wasn't my intention. I told both my cousins what happened because we plan Secret Santa for the party every year. That's where the news spread from. There was also a weird domino effect going on with different parts of the family. I'm not coming, so neither are my parents type stuff, which contributed to the amount of people who backed out. It sounds like there wasn't much effort needed to push those dominoes over, though.
Yeah, and like once you're going to the party to visit with family, and once like some of the family isn't going to be there, you're like, well, what's the point? You know, and then more people keep backing out because there's even less family now, and what's the point?
Communication with my dad has been complicated. He's blaming his fiancée for causing the problem, but also me for being emotional and ruining everything. The first time we tried to talk, he made a very offensive comment I couldn't overlook, and then accused me of being dramatic over that too. Our second conversation was better, but still didn't solve much.
Okay, so Dad dug a deeper hole and is still remorseless.
I was ready to call it quits and accept we'd never agree on this, but my dad called me a few days ago with his fiancée. She didn't really apologize. Instead, she reiterated that she just wanted to do something fun and didn't think it would be a big deal, but didn't mean to upset me. I'm sorry that your feelings are hurt.
Yeah, that's not an apology. And this is something that deserves a real apology. She did this on purpose and she knew what a big deal it was.
Knowing her, I didn't buy any of that. I told her there were numerous things she could have done that weren't the one thing she knew I was already planning on doing with my child and didn't require removing him from my place without permission. There was no way she hadn't realized it was important to me. She just didn't care. She tried denying it at first, but she couldn't give me a better explanation. After a few minutes, she started crying and said, "You get to have special moments with this baby every day. Why can't I have an hour?"
Because it's not your baby.
That led to another small argument.
Wow, this lady's crazy.
Sounds like this lady wants a baby.
Yeah, she wants her own baby.
In the end, I told them I didn't know what they thought would happen with that call. I'm not going to their Christmas party, and neither of them will ever babysit my son or any other child I might have in the future again. My dad has since apologized, specifically for the phone call, but I don't care anymore. I'm done losing hair over this, and I'm done being treated like my feelings, boundaries, and authority as my child's mother don't matter. I'm not cutting ties with my dad, but I'll do whatever I can to make sure nothing like this happens again. And I like the information diet idea some of you suggested. I definitely feel no need to share any news about my son with my dad's fiancé.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
If you tell her you're going to do something and then she goes and does it, I guess the best solution is just not to tell her things. As for the holidays, my eldest cousin is throwing a small party at her place on Christmas Eve, which mostly everyone who backed out of my dad's party is attending.
I love that. We're having our own party without you.
That's so much more painful than just everyone backing out. That's them saying, no, we still want to have a family gathering just without you. On Christmas Day, we'll visit my in-laws and then return home to relax with our baby and play video games. Next year, we're traveling out of state to see my maternal family and go to the beach. This has been a very chaotic month, and I have no desire to waste more energy on this, so I probably won't update again. I'm not 100% satisfied with how everything worked out, but I'm glad the situation's been mostly dealt with. And this might actually be the most excited I've been about Christmas in a while. Thank you and happy holidays.
Well, I'm glad she's still getting to see like the rest of her family because they're throwing their own party. It's a shame to miss out on the family party because there's one person who is like...
awful.
Yeah. I was trying to think of how to phrase that.
It sure does sound like the main reason everybody was backing out of that party was fiancé.
Yeah, I don't think anybody likes her.
Top comment. Why can't she have an hour of special moments? Because this is your baby. I don't think she'll ever get it, OP. OP replied to that. My son is the first baby born in my paternal family in 2 decades, so I was always a bit worried things would get too overwhelming. Turns out most of my relatives are very respectful. But this isn't the first time I've had trouble with her and my dad over something related to my son. And like I mentioned in my first post, she's extremely self-centered. Part of me almost believes she didn't mean to harm me, simply because I'm pretty sure she doesn't think about anyone else's feelings.
Yeah, maybe the fiance was like, oh, OP is going to take her baby to see Santa. That does sound fun. I want to do that. Not even thinking at all about how that would upset you.
That is a very well-known first that is reserved for the parents.
Am I the asshole for gifting my sister pictures of my dog?
That kind of sounds like an asshole thing. Who wants a picture of your dog?
I'm a bit of a jackass, I will admit, but hear me out. So today I was at my parents' house to celebrate Christmas Eve with my side of the family, as this year I will be spending Christmas with my girlfriends this year. Anyways, we opened presents up early this morning. Something I should note about my sister is that she loves her children, which is great, and I do love my nephews, but every year she gets me magnets, pictures, blankets, and pretty much anything she can plaster her kids on.
My only question so far is, are you guys giving this in addition to other gifts?
No.
Okay, neither of them are, because I feel like if you're like, here's a magnet of me and my children, we took a nice family photo, that's cool. You have to give that next to a gift that's actually for the person, though.
No, this is the only present that the sister is giving OP. Things with pictures of her children plastered all over them.
That's not a gift.
While it's nice, I don't have a shrine at my house dedicated to my nephews, and I know this might sound selfish, but I really don't want them as I don't know what to do with them. They end up in a drawer or something, because one year she got me a large tapestry thing with her kids on it, and it was huge. Obviously, I didn't want to hang it up as it quite literally covered the entire wall. I never say anything to her as I don't want to offend her and ruin Christmas. So that's when I had the genius idea of doing the same thing, but with my dog. I put him in a little tie, took his picture, and put it in a frame. I love my dog as my child, so I figured I'd gift it to my sister. I also got her a $25 Starbucks card as she's obsessed with them and I wasn't trying to be petty. Anyways, she opens it up and her face drops. Then she goes to me and says, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with this?" Without a thought, I said, "Same thing I do with yours. It'll look good on your coffee table."
You also got the gift card in there, too. So, I don't know. It's just like a nice photo that you put in there with the Starbucks card. I can't imagine walking up to somebody and being like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? That is not how you gracefully accept a gift.
Yeah, that is a pretty rude way to accept a gift.
I've also been thrown off guard by just the weirdest gift and not reacted as politely as I was supposed to. It does happen, but I've never gone to the person and said, what the fuck?
Long story short, she got mad. My family is pretty much on my side, except for a couple of people who thought it was funny, but in the end, dogs aren't comparable to humans. Which I don't necessarily agree with and wasn't the point of the gift, but whatever. I thought it was funny, but I need unbiased opinions. Am I the asshole?
I think that you're not the asshole entirely by the grace of the Starbucks gift card. Because it sounds like you put in more thought than she does to her gifts to you. Because she's just like, I'll get these nice photos and I'll print them out in some way and give them to everyone in the family. That could maybe be a gift for grandparents.
A wall-sized tapestry of her kids?
That one's got to be by request, right? Like, no, I feel like if you get a nice photo shoot done, you just give a photo of the kids to everybody in the family and it's unrelated to any holiday.
Yeah, that's not a gift.
It's not. Like, we've got some photos of our nieces and nephews up on our fridge, but they weren't a gift. It was just like, hey, we had a photo shoot done. Here's a copy. But I don't know, if I got a photo of, like, my sister's dogs, I'd probably put it up on the fridge, too. I don't know. I like her dogs.
Yeah, I'd be okay putting that up on the fridge. That seems cute. Top comment, NTA, she got you a wall-sized tapestry of her kids. That right there makes her the asshole.
I don't even know what you do with a wall-sized tapestry. I don't even want a wall-sized tapestry of, like, us.
Yeah, I was like, can't think of a wall-sized tapestry of anything I would want to hang up in our house.
Unless it's art, but not a photo of people.
Yeah, I was like, I wouldn't even want, like, we don't have kids, but I wouldn't want a wall-sized tapestry of our cats and dogs, even. That seems weird.
Yeah, like I like the idea of just smaller photos that are hung tastefully around the room.
I thought my sister-in-law's yearly calendars featuring her family doing mundane things was annoying, but a wall tapestry is absolutely nuts.
Once again, though, as long as the calendar is not like your Christmas gift, it's just at most a mild annoyance.
NTA, pictures of your kids as a Christmas gift is tacky, in my humble opinion, especially to non-grandparents.
Fully agree. It kind of shows that she either does not know what to buy for you or can't be bothered to buy something special for you.
NTA, it was a joke. She just didn't like what it said about her. Yeah, I feel like your sister hasn't bought you a real gift in years, and you just finally got fed up and got her the same thing she got you. I think that's fair game.
That's fair game, but you also got her the Starbucks gift card, which
makes you nicer than she is.
Yeah, this is just like a photo of your dog that you slipped in the card. It's almost nothing. Like if at a holiday I got an envelope from somebody and inside was a gift card and a photo of their family or their pets or something, I'd just be like, neat. Thank you for the gift card. And I'd be like, this is a very nice photo. I don't know if I would connect the photo as part of my gift in my brain.
It was in a frame.
True.
Which makes it a little bit more like, this is a gift than just like, hey, this is like part of the card.
That is a good point. I feel like if there was just a photo of their pet in a tie inside of the picture frame, I would almost assume it was a joke. And like, you got me a nice picture frame and didn't want to give me the, generic Photoshop family that comes in the frame. So you just put a funny photo of your pet in there.
Yeah, I was like, that'd be cute.
Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. I can use this photo frame to display one of the many photos of my children. And then I'd probably be the asshole because I would have not realized that I'm supposed to put the picture of the dog up.
What do you mean you're throwing away the picture of my dog? Don't you love my dog?
Right?
That's very rude.
Am I the asshole for being upset that my family didn't get my kids Christmas presents?
Ooh, did they like get everybody except your kids Christmas presents? Because that's assholey behavior, and yeah, you should be upset about that.
I married into a wealthy family. My family is lower middle class, so it was quite a change. I have 2 kids, 6 female and 4 male. They get more or less anything they want, but they aren't spoiled. Anyways, we decided to spend Christmas with my family, and the day before Christmas Day, since my dad worked the actual day, my mom calls all the kids to the tree for presents and did her usual, "You guys were so good, that's why Santa gave you all these things" speech. After that, all of them quickly found theirs, but my 2 kids kept searching and couldn't find anything. My son was on the verge of tears, and my daughter was quiet after the tree was cleared and there was nothing left.
This is awful. I feel so bad for these kids. Why don't they get presents?
I asked my mom what was going on, and my mom looked at me and then at my kids and went, "Oops, I thought you knew. We all decided that we weren't buying them Christmas gifts."
Why?
I asked her why, and she said that they get more than they need from me and my in-laws, and that they all collectively decided to spend more on those that need it. She looked at my son, who had tears running down his face, and said, "See, look at how spoiled he is. This is good for them."
No, he's crying because he thinks Santa doesn't love him because he wasn't a good kid. Because you told all the kids you were so good, Santa brought you presents, and Santa didn't bring him presents, and he thinks he's a bad kid and Santa doesn't love him, and this is very upsetting for a 4-year-old.
Sounds like it's very upsetting for you, too.
Yes, I cannot imagine doing this to a child.
She then walked away. I quietly went back to the guest room and packed our things. I then called my husband, who had offered to go grab my mom something from Walmart, and told him to leave the stuff and come pick us up. Your family did the gift opening while somebody wasn't even home?
Yeah, that's rude. Everybody should be present for the gift opening.
I mean, I guess it sounds like your family doesn't really like your husband or your kids. So maybe they sent him out on purpose.
Oh yeah, get rid of him. We don't like him. He's rich. We don't like him. He doesn't know our struggles.
We then left quietly after I let my dad know. He was disappointed but said he understood. We managed to cheer the kids up and visited my in-laws instead. A while later, I got a call from my mother. She kept asking me why I disappeared like that and said that she was waiting for the stuff my husband was bringing from Walmart.
I would tell her, Santa didn't think you were good this year, so he didn't get you anything, and you're not getting that stuff from Walmart.
I told her very politely that I didn't like what she did to my children and that she or literally anyone else could have at least told me. My mom said I was acting very entitled for someone who goes on multiple vacations a year.
Wow, your family is so resentful of the fact that you married into money.
It sure sounds like they're awfully jealous, doesn't it? She then brought up my son crying again. I got pissed and told her the reason he cried is because of her stupid speech about only good kids getting presents. My mom then randomly said that maybe he isn't a good kid if he cried like that over not getting toys.
Wow. A 4-year-old? She's upset that a 4-year-old cried because everybody else got toys and they didn't.
She did a little speech to really build up the fact that everyone was going to get toys and then he didn't get a toy. I would have cried if you did that to me up to like 14. I don't know. That's a mean thing to do.
Yeah, I would have cried too. I still might cry. I'm like very upset for this child. And like, not even this kid, but what about there's a little girl too who is like 6. How is she handling this? This is so mean. Why is your mom bullying your children?
We argued back and forth over this, but then I ended up saying that she's very lucky I didn't snatch back the gifts I bought for my nieces and nephews. My mom just said, "the entitlement," before hanging up.
Wow.
My sister texted me the same thing, and my other sister said I'm playing the victim, when the real victims are them and their kids. My mom sent a similar text as well. Am I the asshole?
Not the asshole at all, and I would cut contact with your family.
Your family seems really trashy.
Like, they suck, and they're treating your kids horribly, and I would not stand for that.
Yeah, you don't just exclude a 4 and a 6-year-old from Christmas to make a statement. What is that?
Yeah, and even if you were like, hey, money is tight, so we were wondering, since your kids already have a lot of toys, would it be okay if we don't get them something? At least let you know, and you can bring presents for your kids to put under the tree from Santa so they don't feel like they're like not good kids.
Right? I can't imagine Mother did not know what she was doing when she gave a whole speech to build it up beforehand.
Mother wanted to punish her grandchildren, and I just cannot fathom that.
No, I also can't wrap my head around it. I guess I'm just very blessed to have always had grandparents and parents who want all the kids to be included and loved. Top comment, your mom made a big show to all the kids about Santa bringing presents because they were so good, all while knowing some kids didn't have anything under the tree because she intentionally left them out. And she thinks it's good for them? Look, it might be one thing to maybe spend money differently on grandkids who have a lot versus grandkids who need a lot. But your mom was actively out to punish your kids simply because they come from a wealthier background. That's just gross, not the asshole.
Yes, I agree with that. It's gross.
You probably guessed it already, but Reddit is pretty much all not the asshole.
Yeah, her family's horrible. I don't see how anyone can think she's the asshole. Like, she just left to protect her kids. I seriously would go no contact with that family.
Second top comment, go no contact. Now. That's horrible. They sound jealous of you, but bringing the kids into their issues is awful. Try to minimize the damage with your kids as soon as you can. That's a lifelong type of trauma. OP replied to that, my son is really affected by this and bursts into tears every time he thinks he's done something wrong. He's also constantly apologizing for everything and anything. It's heartbreaking, but my husband and I are dealing with it. As for going no contact, consider it done. Everyone on that side has been blocked, minus my dad. But if he even tries to bother me, he's getting blocked too.
Yeah, I feel like the dad was slightly less horrible because he's like, I understand why you're leaving, you know? But he didn't do anything to stop his wife and the rest of his family from treating your kids like this.
Yeah, was he just so checked out about the party planning that he didn't know that your mom and sisters had such a trap set up? I feel like if that's the issue, he's an asshole for a different reason.
Yeah, he's still an asshole, but slightly less of an asshole because he at least realized something was wrong with this situation. But still an asshole because he didn't do anything about it.
OP does have a quick edit to clarify. The presents my husband and I got our kids were at our in-laws since we were going there after a while anyways. So they did get presents at the in-laws.
Okay.
We told my in-laws what happened and they got some extra things to cheer them up. Getting their presents cheered my daughter up. It cheered my son up as well, but the speech my mom gave seems to be bothering him still.
You just need to tell him that Santa brought all his presents to the in-laws' house because he likes the in-laws better and didn't want to have him open his presents with the yucky family.
The final part of her edit addresses that. I've been using Santa wasn't done delivering presents, which again seems to have mostly worked since they did eventually get things, but I will be doing what a few people suggested about Santa apologizing and reassuring my kids that they were never on the naughty list.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, add a little note from Santa. That always works.
Well, it sounds like she's doing her best to reduce the trauma that this has caused her kids.
I don't care how spoiled the grandkid is. You don't single them out in front of the whole family like that. At 6 and 4, most 4 and 6-year-olds are a little spoiled. That just means they come from a good family. You try to teach them not to be, but like around Christmas, come on.
Yeah, I feel like at 4 and 6, you gotta expect that the kids are gonna be a little bit greedy around Christmas time. That's just how kids are. As they get older, they'll get better.
All right, that's our last story for this holiday-themed episode of Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet.
Make sure you're on the nice list by hitting that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.
Happy holidays.